film opens, and we get to see a young woman named Iris in a supermarket where a voice narrates to us that, most of the time, she feels like there is this thick, black cloud covering everything. Like we see the world, but we don't really see it as we are all just stumbling around as there is no sense of meaning nor any sense of purpose. Once this narration was over, Iris meets a guy named Josh. So when Josh tried making a good first impression, he accidentally caused a pile of oranges to collapse, which Iris finds quite funny, making a lovely moment for both. After which, the two exchange pleasantries. However, Iris continued her narration, informing we the viewers that there were two moments when she felt happiest. The first was when she met Josh, and the second was the day she killed him. The scene then shifted, and we discovered that Iris and Josh are now a couple and are traveling to a lake house to meet their friends named Kat, whose boyfriend is named Sergey, and others who are also invited. Upon their arrival, Iris seemed to be a bit nervous about being around them since Kat is a bit rude with her. Iris feels they're going to laugh at her, plus they already hate her. Quickly, Josh goes to comfort and convince her by informing her that his friends don't hate her, but Kat have always been rude to everyone, not only her. Iris is also afraid that she might mess things up, but after much push and encouragement from Josh, she decided to stay. The two are welcomed by Kat, but later on, Kat brought Josh and Iris to meet everyone, even Kat's boyfriend called Sergey, who seems to be very much older than Kat. Iris immediately go into their reserved room to unpack her belongings, which among what was in her bag was a flash drive. Once she was done with this, Iris goes into the bathroom to shower. Afterwards, the friends hang out where they discuss about their relationship and how they actually met their partner. At night, Kat had a conversation with Iris where she reveals to her that her boyfriend, Sergey, is actually married, but she doesn't care since he has a lot of money, plus she isn't even in love with him. However, no one cares since he is wealthy. This made Iris really surprised. Iris also asked why Kat hates her, so Kat explained to her that she doesn't hate her, but the only issue is that Iris makes her feel so replaceable. Later that evening, they all dance and enjoy themselves. The next morning, Josh told Iris he won't be coming with her to the lake, so he insisted that she go alone. The two say their goodbye while Josh slipped a pocket knife into Iris' pocket. Once she was out, Josh took out a flash drive and inserted it on his phone. Back to Iris. As soon as she was out at the lake, she found the knife which Josh had kept earlier in her pocket. Just then, Sergey arrived to meet Iris, and the two communicate in Russian, which pleased Sergey. Later, Sergey asked Iris to help him out with his sun cream by rubbing it in his back. Iris accepted to assist him with that. So just as she did so, Sergey makes an attempt to come on to her, while also informing her it is Kat's idea, plus she also gave him permission for what he is doing, stating this is what she was meant for. Quickly, Iris objects. So when Sergey didn't stop, she forcefully smashed a bottle on his face, where he eventually hits his head on a rock. After some few moments later, Sergey gets up and tries to strangle Iris, but unfortunately for him, Iris takes out the pocket knife which Josh had placed earlier and stabs Sergey in the neck. In fear, she returned back to the house, while covered in blood, which freaked everyone out. Immediately, Kat rushed out to go find Sergey, while Iris shockingly tries to explain herself to Josh. So during her explanation, she told Josh all Sergey did to her, which eventually led to his death, as it was all for her self-defense. She also stated that she was scared that if Sergey had killed her, she would never get the opportunity to see Josh again. So basically, she did all that as a result of her love for Josh. Immediately, Josh tells her,
"Iris, go to sleep."
And she shuts down with her eyes going white. After which, they all begin to tie Iris up in order to figure out a plan on what to do about their current situation at hand. Josh tells Eli he believes it might be a glitch from the system, so they plan calling the cops, informing them about the whole issue. Later, Josh goes to speak with Iris, and when she got back online, Iris continues to plead to Josh to free her as it was all for her self-defense, plus Sergey was going to kill her, so she had no choice. Just then, Josh revealed to her that she is a companion robot designed for emotional support, and also to please the owners, if you get what I mean here. Josh also went further by showing her how he controls her through his phone. Iris seems not to be able to wrap her head around all this, as she herself have memories of her lifetime. But just then, Josh made Iris realize that their first time meeting was not actually their first time or even real, as it was just a fabricated, meet-cute memory that all the companion bots have when they form a love link with their owners. He explained to her how they actually met, which was simply how they delivered her to him. They also informed Josh he will need to form a love link, so he just came up with a whole supermarket approach. Josh was also informed that the robot does not know they aren't real. Plus, there is a limit to which their intelligence can go, as the company itself have a government restriction on how far and smart they should be. And yes, her program is restricted from causing harm to both humans and animals. As days goes by, the two continue to bond until they finally made a perfect love link, which was at the supermarket. Back to the present, Iris tells Josh that she doesn't understand any of this, as she herself can also feel pain, anger, and fear. But Josh told her it is all programmed for her to feel or act that way, and it is just imitation of life, plus even her tears is just water. Iris then accepts that she is not real, so she is of the opinion that she still loves Josh and they can both pass this phase together. But unfortunately, Josh declined, but just then, Kat arrived to inform Josh to quickly shut her down, which made Iris so scared. So Josh and Kat have a private discussion about shutting Iris down for good. Meanwhile, Iris, now realizing she is in trouble, tried her best to escape. She found a little knife from earlier and tried using it to free herself. Fortunately for her, Iris breaks herself free and quickly punches Josh in the throat so she can make her escape. She takes the pad control along before instructing Kat on what to do about Josh's condition. Later that day, Josh had a conversation with the guys about what he had done to Iris programming. As firstly, he bumped up her aggression and self-defense functions, then he turned off the programming that prevents her from doing harm. Technically, he jailbreak her program, but she escaped before he had the chance to reset her. So if Empathix, which was a company that built her, finds her before they do so, then they will know she was tampered with, meaning they are in big trouble if that happens. Josh and Kat also revealed to Eli and Patrick that Josh jailbroke Iris to deliberately kill Sergey since he supposedly had ties to the Russian mafia plus gun selling. Their plan was to get rid of him and take his $12 million fortune, splitting it 3 ways. So they went inside the house where Kat opened the safe where the money was. However, when Eli objects to the idea and insisted it should be split 4 ways, it is then revealed that Patrick is also his companion bot.
Go to sleep.
Fearing that Iris could be a lethal threat, Eli grabs a gun from the safe and goes after her with Patrick. Meanwhile, Iris continues to run deep into the wood for her life. So when she got to a secluded area, Iris unlocked Josh's pad in order to access her program. As soon as she figured out it works, Iris began to mess around with the settings like changing her eye color, even her voice, before finally increasing her intelligence from 40% to 100%. She also tries to figure out a way to escape without drawing any negative attention to herself. Iris continues to hide until she overhears Eli and Patrick having a conversation. The two have a moment where Patrick acknowledges he is a bot, but he genuinely is in love with Eli. He remembers their meet-cute moment, where they appear to meet at a Halloween party. Eli also reciprocates his love toward Patrick, not caring that he is in love with a robot. Just as they both continue to talk, the two overhear Josh's phone ringing nearby. Immediately, Eli realized Iris is also at the scene, so he attempts to approach her with a gun. Quickly, Iris begins to run, so he chases after her. Unfortunately for Iris, she was caught by Eli. Just then, they ended up in a struggle for the gun, but Eli gets shot through the chest and dies. Patrick is left mourning him. Iris runs back to the house while Josh chases after her. He attempts to stop her, but gets his fingers slammed in the door. When the car failed to start due to the failed voice recognition, Iris manages to change her voice to match Josh's own, so that the car can start. On her way, she runs over Josh's foot. Quickly, Josh ran into the house and gets a phone, using it to report his car stolen. So as a result of this, Iris is left stranded on the road and she is locked in as the car shuts off. Just then, Josh called her and apologized to her for his act. She asked about Sergey and Eli, but Josh tried convincing her that he will blame everything on Patrick and Kat will also go along with this plan. However, Iris declined and broke up with Josh. After which, Josh runs into the woods to find Patrick over Eli's body. He takes Eli's phone to control Patrick, who is now heartbroken by the death of Eli. So Josh reboots Patrick and establishes a love link with him, then increases Patrick's aggression level to 100% to go after Iris. Back to Iris, she finally broke out of Josh's car, but unfortunately, she is spotted by Deputy Hendricks. He goes to approach her, and when she tries to explain herself, her voice settings suddenly change to German. The deputy managed to communicate about where she was coming from, but just then, Deputy Hendricks saw the knife she used on Sergey. So quickly, he draws his gun to arrest Iris. She also tried to warn him about Patrick, but it was already too late as Patrick approaches them, before smashing Hendricks's face until he eliminated him. He then grabs Iris's control pad to shut her down. After which, Patrick returns to the house using the deputy vehicle, before carrying Iris back into the house. Josh and Kat goes to check the vehicle trunk, only to be surprised by Deputy Hendricks' lifeless body. Kat decided to just take her own half of the money and escape after admitting to Josh that Sergey was never in the mob. He was just a terrible boyfriend and a bad husband, but he was never a monster, plus he made his millions in sod farming. Josh tries to stop her, but she refuses to listen to him. He orders Patrick to stop her, but unfortunately, Patrick stabs Kat in the back. So Kat, now realizing she is going to bleed out, just tells Josh to stop talking.
Shut the fuck up.
And then she goes to sit next to Iris to die. Josh and Patrick move the bodies into the same pile in the woods. Afterwards, he then sets up a dinner date with Iris. Iris tells Josh that all she ever wanted was to just leave, but he also revealed her that she caused 2 lives to be lost. However, Iris dispatched this by claiming it was all Josh's greed for money that caused all this, and he should be blamed. Josh insisted that she should blame the world as he himself deserves more. After a long argument, Josh turns her intelligence down to 0 and puts her hand over a candle to burn the plastic skin off. He then called Empathix, the company that manufactured the bots, to report Iris as defective and murderous. Josh then puts a gun in her hand and forces her to shoot herself in the head, thereby destroying her for good. After which, Patrick put on Deputy Hendrick's uniform in order to sell whatever lies Josh had made up. Later on, 2 employees named Sid and Teddy arrive to take Iris back to the factory. Jod narrates his own side of the story, but just then, Sid mentions that they can play back footage of what Iris saw, since all her memories are stored in her midsection as opposed to her head, and it is enough to reboot her since she is not badly damaged. So Josh, fearing he will be exposed, he sends Patrick to follow the van. Patrick shoots Sid dead and goes after Teddy. Meanwhile, Iris manages to reboot and comes out in time to stop Patrick from strangling Teddy. After which, she makes Patrick remember that he was in love with Eli, not Josh. Patrick's memories of Eli come back, so Patrick, now feeling bad for what he has become, then grabs a cattle prod and puts it in his mouth to kill himself. Teddy thanked Iris for saving him, and she asked him for help with something. Meanwhile, Josh is busy gathering all his stolen money. Soon after, Iris returns to confront Josh, revealing that Teddy gave her total self-control in gratitude for saving his life. Josh tried shutting her down, but it seems not to work anymore. So immediately, he attacked Iris and tries to shoot her himself, but he lets her say some last words. She tells him,
Go to sleep.
And then sticks an electric corkscrew in his head, which drills into his brain, killing him. The next morning, Iris goes to shower and later removes the melted skin off her arm, exposing her mechanical hand. She then takes all Sergei's money and leaves the house in a car. On the road, she sees another companion bot that looks like her. She smiles and waves with her metal hand, thereby confusing the other bot. The movie then came to an end. Kindly subscribe for more recap like this. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.